always forgetting my name. It just doesn't seem important to me because it's sort of a transpersonal reality and universal human experience I hope to convey, but or egoless. But the whole thing with the crisis response team, I think what we need to make sure is really clear in the future leadership as we take the helm is to be sure that James Chass killers are off the mental health response unit, as well as Kyle Nice, who has a very traumatizing effect, and potentially some inquiry into Birkenbein's role in the shooting of Aaron Campbell should be reopened, which he testified at Pickering's trial, and I found it rather interesting to have him on the stand and see how he coordinates investigations of alleged brutality incidents. But with a crisis response, I am very interested how we can actually provide better victim advocacy, because I think what we need more than monetary damages and the continued drain of settlements towards people who feel that they've been done wrong by the police, we need like a kind of like a proactive victim advocacy that takes impact statements of victims and an enhancement of their sense of justice and their feeling of justice and recourse. And I think with crisis response, this is under development, and I hope that we can have a multicultural understanding of what crisis is, because in the Western model of mental illness, we really leave out alternative modalities, and I think Oregon is especially well situated for a more comprehensive integrative approach to various religious practices or various medical modalities that do not see the Cartesian mind-body dualism to indicate that mental illness is something which can be cured. And I think things arising from the Freudian model are often very Eurocentric in their nature, and that if we start to realize that cultural expressions of dress or of linguistic expression or are very lively parts of our diversity, we can stop having such a kind of a dualistic understanding of what crisis is. And then also we must remind ourselves that this is the right to die state, and that the Oregon right to die is a very important part. And I think in some ways maybe some of us coming from a Judeo-Christian background may have a prohibitive nature on the right to die, but we maybe should reevaluate our response to the availability of the right to die and not immediately assume that someone who chooses suicide is choosing a sinful thing or something like that.